Hey, this is a response to Cool Vibe 1975 on theistic Satanism. Theistic Satanism is the original type of Satanism. As far as we can tell, it was founded in France. We know that at least Charles Baudelaire was a theistic Satanist. That's roughly 100 years before Anton LaVey came out with Satanism, which benefited all of us. So I'm not really gonna say anything about that. Types of Satanism. There's deistic, basically saying Satan leaves us alone, or pantheistic, which, as you said, is kind of like a Wiccan style, where Satan is nature. I don't agree with that. I believe that nature is the mother and Satan is the father. Um, but I'll get into that later. There are the inverted Christians who worship an evil god, Satan. There are the inverted Gnostics, which is separate, who believe that Satan is the good deity and that Jehovah is the demiurge. Um, Modern Satanism, Satan is symbolic for the self, and the self is equal to God. I do use that a lot in my particular theistic Satanism. Postmodern Satanism, Satan is a force of nature, like a current or two separate currents. That's very much from Jason King's ideas. Polytheistic Satanism, Satan is a pantheon or in a pantheon. I also use that. Here are my views. Satan is the creator god, and he and Jehovah are very fairly matched. Um, Assume that there's a group of gods somewhere in the universe that their goal is to create life, not just bacteria as we will probably find on other planets, but actual sentient observers. Uh, that would have been what Satan did. Now, Jehovah, I believe, is higher ranked in this group of deities. Um, Not that he's more powerful, but okay, if you think about it, like if you know military ranks, Satan would be a sergeant, who we all know does all the work, and Jehovah would be an officer, who we all know does none of the work, but takes the credit for everything. He's kind of like the project manager. Um, and he kind of views us as a science project, whereas Satan views us as individuals who he created, he loves, he wants to protect us. Satan also, I believe, created the demons, who are the old gods. Demon, or daemon more accurately, it means divine wisdom. Um, and a lot of people will bring up that we practice human sacrifices to the old gods. Well, I believe that Jehovah banished Satan and the demons for some reason. Maybe it had something to do with the flood, and Satan got pissed off and kicked the fuck out of God, or tried, and then there was a separation because we see that at some point the deities stopped interacting with us altogether. Um, but yeah, I think that Jehovah banished the demons and Satan, and Satan continued to interact with us very subtly, as we can see. Anytime there's a separation between man and Jehovah, it's this period of enlightenment. That is Satan working through us. He's the driving force of humanity. Satan did release the old gods. But back to human sacrifice, I think that when they were banished, that human sacrifice was our way of showing how much we loved them, hoping that they would come back, maybe thinking we did something wrong. In much the way that when a father leaves, a child thinks that they did something to provoke that, which of course we didn't. But now I guess now I can believe that it was Jehovah who forced this. And I would also like to point out here that Jehovah also demands human sacrifice, and that Christ himself was human sacrifice. We all kind of have a twisted past, but no religion is perfect. Who would want it to be? I mean, then you would have wars and crusades and all kinds of shit. Oh wait. Okay. Anyway, um, who do I worship? How do I worship? I worship Satan. I worship myself, and I worship the world around me. Worship to the mother, that which I have not found in a lot of Satanism, but worship to the mother is extremely important to me. Um, Without the mother, there is no life. Without the father, there is no spirit. If you think about it like this, spirit is the essence, and life is the vessel. In that way, just as sperm fertilizes the egg, we are created. We are life. We are spirit. I also believe that animals have spirit, almost a lot like Wiccans, kind of like a dark pagan. Um, I believe that Jehovah wants to take our souls for some purpose. Maybe he wants to feed on them and become more powerful. I don't know if that's even possible, but he definitely wants them. I mean, if you think about, how everybody says you're going to sell your soul to the devil, Jehovah is that devil that you're going to sell your soul to. He needs it to become more powerful or something. I think he wants to be the ultimate power in the universe. I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty much what he says in the Bible, that he's going to be the ultimate power. He thinks he's the ultimate power. What the fuck ever. I don't give a fuck. Hell Satan. Um, but yeah. I think that we've been designed to avoid this fate. And by design, of course, I mean that our shells have been evolved. We did evolve. I'm not a creationist, but I believe that our spirit was, in that it's separate from that of animals, is designed to become a god. If you think about it, many religions to the past, including ancient Egyptian, I mean, look at the Kundalini, look at, a lot of religions that believe in ascension. We were created to become gods. And even LaVeyan Satanism believes to worship yourself as a god. There's so many hints throughout all of the religions who say that we ourselves are gods. And, that's how I worship myself. I believe that I was made to be a god. And that, hopefully one day somebody can achieve that. Now, why does nobody walking become a god? Well, that's part of the Negrito. You have to die before you become anything. Death before change. So you're preparing for this change. You die, and then there's a change. That's all part of alchemic law and stuff. It's there. Look a little bit more into that. Anyway, Satan doesn't demand anything of us. He lets us come to him of our own free will. There's no books, there's no doctrine, there's only the earth and all of its beauty and all of its chaos and all of its carnality. Life is predation. We shouldn't forget that. So don't view worship in the same way as you view worship for Jehovah. This is not a slave to a master. No, Satan wants us to love him, to revere him, and to study. Always study. We were made to become gods. There's no ignorant gods out there except for one, that's Jehovah. Do I believe that magic can influence the material plane? Yes, that is the definition of magic. Through meditation, dedication, and working with demons and Satan, I believe that one can bring to fruition in their life many of their desires, as Satanism is a hedonistic religion. But we cannot do anything that wouldn't have already naturally happened. What do I mean? Magic is about isolating possibilities and making that the only possibility. It's windy. Was it going to be windy? Maybe not. But that's what magic is about, isolating possibilities. That's why it can always be explained by natural cause. How can we do something that's not natural? We're natural beings. We evolved, like I said. We're fucking a pack of monkeys with enlightened soul, or a soul that's meant to be enlightened. So yeah, I believe that we can affect our world, but even Satan cannot do any. He's a spiritual being. He cannot affect this world in a way that okay, like you would think that one would pick up a flower and spread the seeds, like a dandelion and spread the seeds. We can't use magic in that way. Satan cannot affect the earth in that way. The earth and Satan, they're in harmony. They don't oppose each other. Satan is the opposer, but he's the opposer of other oppressive forces, not of life, not of nature. Satan is a celebration of life. So, I mean, if you think about it, he would affect the world as wind blowing the dandelion seeds, in the same way that magic would affect it as wind blowing the dandelion seeds, spreading the seeds, but not actually picking it up, touching it, and moving the seeds around. Do you see it? It's natural. Was it going to be windy that day? I don't know. Do you know? Nobody knows. But what happened was you got what you wanted. You don't worry about, was this something natural? Was it going to happen anyway? There's no coincidences. But yeah, that's just my take on theistic Satanism. Hopefully this helps you out. Hail Satan, hail thyself, blood brew out.